Good morning, students. Today we discuss agriculture marketing in rural development. This rural development is the topic and chapter of our Indian economy book. So in that today we discussed about agriculture marketing. So when we start with agriculture marketing, it's already previous classes we discussed about the rural development. So I want to revise that topic. Rural development refers to continuous and comprehensive socio-economic process that attempts to improve all aspects of our rural life. So when we start about rural area, rural development, so we take some parts like take process of the improvement, process of the agriculture, rural development, and then we have read about the rural credit. In today's class, we discussed about agriculture marketing. So we start our first part, agriculture marketing, and second point we will discuss in that class, defects of agriculture marketing in India, and next topic we will discuss in that class, government measures for improving agriculture marketing. So in today class we take these three concepts. So we continue with our first main, agriculture marketing. You all know, when a farmer do any type of production, then he has to sell his production in the market. So he also know where he can sell, and she and anyone can sell their production. So agriculture marketing is not a very small term, it's a very wide term. It's not small market, then you can go to the market and sell your production. Because agriculture marketing when done, then it have the huge production. So it refers to the entire system under which the farmers can dispose their produce after their surplus consumption. I think so you already know the concept of subsistence farming in class 11th. When they have their own production after the self consumption, they will, if extra production, they will sell in the market. But in subsistence farming, they will do the consumption production for only their consumption. But we know that if they have some extra production, then they can sell their production in the market after their self consumption, and they can earn their money. So agriculture marketing, actually we are shifting ourselves from agriculture, like we think that when we are shifting ourselves from subsistence farming to the commercial farming, first you have to clear that thing, then you are changing, you are as a farmer change the thinking, changing from our subsistence farming to commercial farming. So that's why agriculture marketing can be happen, otherwise it's not possible. If farmer will produce only for their self consumption, it's not possible. So when he start agriculture marketing, like he involve himself in commercial farming, then it includes the operations like procurement, he collect the all the production, then he grade, store, because there is a need of the storage system cold storage, and there is a need of the dry storage system also, and they need transportation, distribution of agriculture commodity across the country. So agriculture marketing comprises all operations involved in the movement of farm products from the producer to the ultimate consumer. Actually, our thinking from agriculture market start from the selling the production from producer to the consumer. And if we take our agriculture marketing, then these are the four components. First, main collection of the farm products, and then grading of the production, packaging. Packaging also need. Without packaging, we can, how much we need? 100 kg. Yeah, you can 1 kg, 5 kg packings. There should be packets. But when you pack it, then they have need a storage, a system where you can store your production. Otherwise, all the production will destroy. Then there is not able to get the money. So when we store in the packets, etc., and if you fruits need it, they will also need the baskets. After that, we have to transport for road, etc., yeah, any mean by railways, they need the transportation system, and there should be one transportation system. So we need a advantage. We are now discussing the advantages. So there should be a well organized agriculture marketing system that it induce, because if there is a well organized agriculture marketing system, that induce means attract to them, to farmers, to adopt more production agriculture techniques, and thereby raise the level of agriculture output in the country, then it's sure it increase, because if farmer induce or attract to production techniques, new techniques. They will increase their production, and when more production, it also go on to the markets, and they have the smooth supply of raw material to the industries in the country, because without raw material, though, no industries can be run. So one more thing, that supply of food grains comes regularly to the non-farm production, because the food grain comes regularly from non-farm population. When all person are not farmers, they need also. If production is there, good surplus production is there, then it can be supplied to the non-farm population also. And it's also farmers succeed in getting proper reward if they go to proper channels, proper areas. They also earn properly, and they got proper sell purchase price there for their production, and the agriculture surplus becomes available for exports. If you know that 60% production is almost in our country, we have also more production, then we can sell the extra and surplus production in other area, that means other countries. That is called this, there is a surplus available for export also. So there is some feature needed. How was the market? Market cas market that a well organized market should be have following feature. First, there is a no middleman. If there is middleman, it should be less. Because if more middleman is there, then there is a very less price given to the actual person, like farmers. So number of middlemen that between the farmers and the ultimate consumer should be so small as possible, and there should be adequate and proper facilities for storing agricultural commodities. Such facilities raise the holding capacity of farmers and help them in getting remunerative price of their produce, and they get the proper price for that, because in marketing system they can get the proper facilities. So there should be a market when there is a grading system, standardized system, facilities also available for agriculture product. Like you take the example of Food Corporation of India. The employees of Food Corporation of India have the duty. They will grade the production. If after grading the production, they will standardize the price rate that will of which production's grade, and then its quality, according to quality rate also decided and transported to the other parts of the country. And the farmers should have adequate and cheap transport facilities so that they can take their produce to the mandi market instead of disposing of the village itself. When they have proper transportation, then surely the farmers go to the other areas to sell their production, because they have get proper money. And if we think about the media coverage, proper information about the media coverage about the market, government is also doing, but if other media is also there today, mass media, social media is also active, that our farmers also getting the proper price for their production, because it is now over wide information and market conditions, as well as the prevailing price, they know about this. So there should be a proper agriculture marketing system which help the farmers. But if we think that all are nice, all are good, it is not possible. There are always some defects. So when we discussing the well organized system, there were some defects. So when we discussing about the features, I have think about the store system. But one main defects in our agriculture marketing, there is a lack of storage facilities. There is no proper storage or warehousing facilities for farmers in the village where they can store their produce. Farmers are compelled. Compelled means this is distress sale. One class I have discussed in distress sale topic. Distress matlab they are compelled to sell their production in low areas. When farmers are not having the proper storage, they are compelled to store their produce in pits, mud vessels, and a kacha house, and these will be unsanitary wastage. Their production will wastage, and some farmers due to this reason sell their production at low rates also, and this word is called distress sale, when they sell their production at less rates. And more than 10% of the agriculture produce are damaged due to lack of proper storage capacities and facilities. Second, I already discussed about the forced and distress sale. Most of the Indian farmers are very poor, thus they have no capacity to wait for better price of their produce. In the absence of proper credit, because they have credit, they take loans facilities, so has to sell their production at the earliest. He has to go for forced sale of his output to the village moneylenders, aim trader at a lowest price. Actual condition is that farmers take loan from the moneylenders, and moneylender compel them to sell their production at low rates to them, because farmers already not having any storage capacity, any warehouse, then they sell their production to a money lender because he has taken the loan from him. He is not able to pay the loan to him. Then they will trade because the traders have aim they get all the production from them at a low price. This is called distress sale. Next point is very visible also to all the students also, lack of transportation, because farmers are living in a village area. There are some rainy road, hilly roads and kacha roads also, and transportation facilities are highly inadequate. Only a small number of farmers are linked by pakka roads which are not fit for transport vehicles. In the absence of proper road transportation facilities in rural area, Indian farmers cannot reach hereby mandis to sell their produce at a fair price. Thus, they prefer to sell their produce at the village market because they have not any proper transportation system. Intermediators, that is also a problem in our agriculture system. There are so many agents, intermediator exist between the cultivator and the consumer, and all these middlemen and commission agents claim a good amount of margin and thus reduce the return of cultivator because it's actually impact on the farmer. When so many mediators are there, there are so many agents are there, then they all margin take and very few money is given to the actual cultivator farmer. On an average, Indian farmer receive just 60% of the price paid by the final consumer. If you see in the market, you also see that thing. When you go to the market, you take which thing on 100 rupees. Actual farmer who actually produce the things, he sell that production on 60 or 50% rates. So in that which who earn that profit, that is earned by the agents. So there is a less, a few numbers of middlemen should be there. Next, we think about the lack of market information. Media is active today, but there is a farmers do not ordinarily get information about the market price in the big markets. As a result, farmers have to adopt whatever price is quoted to them and have to believe whatever the traders tell them. So because they have no actual knowledge about the market. So who tell, which tell, yeah, anyone tell, they believe all things and traders tell them the price and they sell all the production to him. And lack of grading, they also don't know the grading system. Our governments know, our food corporation of India, like these employees know, but all farmers don't know that what grading, what quality, what production they are doing. Indian farmers are almost illiterate. They do not give importance to grading of their produce. They do not separate the qualitatively good crops from bad crops. Therefore, they fail to get a good price of their produce. This is a very big problem of our economy because they don't know about the difference of the grading, what rate they can take for their own production. And lack of institutional finance, rural credit topic we already discussed, and there also we discussed about the institutional or non-institutional finance. Actually, the farmer are not having the proper institutional finance, and Indian farmers have to come to the traders and money lender, that is non-institutional sources, for taking loans. This is particularly true in case of small farmers who cannot obtain bank loans due to lack of security. The traders and moneylender give them loans on the condition that they sell their crop only to them. That is like a distress sale we discussed in the topic. Accordingly, immediately after harvesting, they have to sell their produce to these moneylenders, trader at low price. And that last line we already read it. This is called distress sale. Lack of organization. Where is the organized? Matlab, some person are organized together and Indian farmers are not organized and so cannot bargain for better price of their products, and the farmers do take help of intermediators for selling the crops and face exploitation at the hands of dalals. They are just in like they are the puppets to them. These dalals, these agents, they just making fool to the farmers. So there is a need of some government steps which can be taken by only government to improve our agriculture marketing. So first we take about the market word. Setting up of regulated markets. A very important step has been taken by government is the organization of regulated market. These markets have been organized to protect the farmers from the malpractice in mandis, because in mandis they don't know about the real price also. So government will save them. In regulated markets, information is given to farmers regarding prices of their products, weights and measures in the market, and standardized and controlled by government. At present, 7,320 markets are functioning in the country. 21 major wholesale market in India have been integrated electronically on April 14, 2016 as a national agriculture market. This question can be coming for 1 mark also. So revise the data also. A major objective of NAM is to eliminate price differences across the country to moderate inflation. So there should be regulate market by the government they can protect the farmers. Like there is a one very good example when there is some organization. There is a one example in Gujarat also, and like cooperatives in Gujarat and other parts of the country is standing example of role of cooperating. However, this could not happen in all parts of country because inadequate cooperative of farmer members and lack of appropriate link between the marketing and processing cooperatives, inefficient financial management. These are the problem of cooperative. If we open the cooperative marketing system also, they can also improve our agriculture marketing, but there is a problems which already discussed side by side. And one more, government encourage to cooperative marketing. So there should be, like we're discussing about the cooperative marketing, though our government is doing to, because there is some problems, there are some defects, like we are discussing the problems. So these problem can be solved only by the government. So government is taking steps to encourage the organization of cooperative agriculture marketing societies. Surplus agriculture production is sold to the society which has its own storage capacity. They will make cooperatively storage system also, and the society offers some advantage to the farmers. With the help of this advance, the farmers carry on their cultivator, and the amount purchased from the market from the farmers is directly taken by the society to the market for sale. In case the society anticipated a rise in the price of the agriculture product, it will not take the product to the market at present, but will store it in a warehouse instead. So apart from helping the farmer in marketing their products, so cooperative marketing society also distribute fertilizers, seeds, equipments and among the farmers. So by making cooperative marketing system, we can also help to the farmers. Now this is the, because there is a very less storage system, so there should be a warehousing facilities by the government to prevent forced sale by the farmers after the harvesting of crops. Our government has done much to provide warehousing facilities in towns and villages, and the Central Warehousing Corporation was set up in 1957. This is also for 1 mark question, to construct warehouses for the storage of agricultural products. And the states also have set up the State Warehousing Corporation for this purpose. At present, the Food Corporation is construction its own network of godowns in different parts of the country. So next point beta, grading and standardization. Grading, you know, we are when we are classifying the agriculture produce in different categories or grades according to the quality, that is called a grading. An agriculture produce grading and marketing act also implemented in 1937. An egg mark, we are seeing the stamps on any type of packets, their stamps also by these departments. So egg mark stamps of the Department of Agriculture Marketing is marked on the graded goods, means which quality is that. And there is a wide market of egg mark goods, and these goods are sold at higher prices because they have the quality symbol. Like you see the brand, you think the brand is good, then you take as anything at higher rates also. So these are like agriculture production also having some brand. And the NAM is unified market are being sold without any mandi tax. In NAM also you are discussed that products also without any tax, it's also help to the farmers. So last we discussed that fixation of minimum support policy. That's also discussed in the class 11th. when government also support the farmers and make a minimum support, like you can say the price floor also, that it can support the farmers, and they ensure some pre-decided price by the government. And our government announced minimum support price and procurement price for 24 agriculture commodities from time to time in a bid is like auction to ensure fair returns to the farmers. Minimum import price are fixed in accordance with the recommendation of the Commission for Agriculture Cost and Prices. So this also one mark you can commission for agriculture cost and prices. They also recommend the prices for our agriculture production. So minimum support policy ensure the return to the farmers and hence safeguard them from the risk of selling output at low price in the market. Government agencies like the Food Corporation of India purchase agriculture commodities from the farmers at these prices and supply them to the ultimate consumer during the time of scarcity. So these are the some steps taken by government. Hopefully you all students understand the defects. First you will clear the concept of agriculture marketing, and you also clear about the defects in agriculture marketing system and how the government is improving. So we are closing our class today. Thank you. Thank you very much.